Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host my show, Life After Happiness. Today, we're going to have another chakra day. I have one of my friends from the University of Georgia, Lisa Allen. Are you there, Lisa?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Johnny.
Great. Okay. Now we have here our my co-host and resident chakra expert, Kelly. Are you there, Kelly?
Hi, yes, thank you.
Now, Kelly is going to be doing Lisa's chakras. Lisa, are you lying down right now with your eyes closed?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, this is good. Now, you might want to, even though you've done this before, Kelly, you might want to give an explanation of what it is that you're doing before you do it, if that's okay, and then you can start and do your thing. Okay?
All right, thank you. I wanted to start out by introducing myself for listeners and people who might not know who I am. I'm Kelly Walters of Good Vibrations Holistic Energy Work, and I wanted to explain what it is that I do. Chakras are energy centers that we have in our body, and there are 7 main chakras, and they're all in alignment down the middle of our body. And I started the first one, which is the root chakra, and it's where you sit, and it works its way all the way up to the crown chakra, which is just above your head. And the root chakra connects you with the earth, and your crown chakra connects you with the universe, God, religious beliefs, things of that nature, things that we don't understand, that are beyond ourselves, and it helps connect us with others. And so what I do to prepare is I light a candle, which happens to be a guardian angel candle. It's a white one, and I concentrate on the picture of the person that I'm going to be doing the chakras. And it has to be under a year old, so it has to be recent. And this helps me to get in tune with the person and their energy and allow them to accept me in, because I'm not just going to try to, pick a person and, I don't want to be just pushing my way in there, because I feel that is a huge invasion of space and what is sacred unless I'm invited in. So that's part of the process for me. And what I do to begin is, are you ready, Lisa?
Yes.
Okay. It's easier if you close your eyes and take a breath, like a nice deep breath, and relax. And what I'm doing on my end is, quite honestly, I find myself connecting with higher energy when I have my dragons on me. And I don't think you knew that, Johnny, because I don't think I'd mentioned it before. But I have done this before without them, but it just, they're just a little, like, to me, they're little helper spirits. So what I'm going to do, and you can do this along with me if you like, just to test it out and see how you feel with it, is I take my hands and I rub them vigorously. And then they start to get warm and tingly. And then I stop rubbing them together and I bring them out about shoulder width apart. And then I start bringing them closer together. And about 6 to 8 inches, you might start feeling it tingle more, or you feel resistance. So I kind of cup my hands around that invisible resistance, and that's forming an energy ball. And for somebody that's not used to doing that, it might take a couple times or so before you can notice what that feels like, and that it feels different when you get your hands about that close together. And that gets my energy up, it gets it focused, and I'm still concentrating on your face and your eyes, and because it's true, they are the window to the soul. And what I'm going to do is I have a short little pendulum here with a gemstone on the end of it. You can use a piece of dental floss and a paper clip, whatever you've got handy, a favorite necklace. And I'm just running my fingers along down it and throwing any residual energy that might have collected on it, I'm throwing it down and into the ground, cleared. And now I'm going to focus on your root chakra. That's your most primal and important energy center. It's where your survival instinct comes from, and that's where your need for safety is. If anything feels threatened in your life, or your stability, or where you're at, or people you're dealing with, it will tend to come out here. So what I do with the pendant after I clear it is I concentrate on that area, and it's at the base of your tailbone, and it encompasses those organs that are in that area. The different chakras are related to specific organs and body functions and thought processes and emotions. And then if you delve deeper, there are gemstones related that can help elevate it. There's different colors that you can concentrate on, and different practices for each one. But I don't go into that on a reading, or it would take up too much time. So if the pendulum goes in a circle, depending on how fast and how wide a circle that is, that tells me that there's positive energy and there are no blockages, because each chakra is like a wheel, and that the energy goes in a circle, and that's all part of a bigger circulating circle through your body. It goes, it's propelled by your breath in one way. If it goes side to side or front to back, that lets me know that there's an energy block, or there's negative energy there. There's something off in that area. So what I'm doing now is I'm letting it do its thing. I'm not moving it. It moves on its own, just as if I was putting it above your body. Then if you're over the right spot, then it'll move. But if you put it over like your leg or your arm or something, it's not going to move. And yours is off. It's going side to side.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm clearing it again, the pendulum, and I put it down. And I'm going to rub my hands together and make that energy ball. And then I'm going to concentrate on that area and pulling it out. You might feel different sensations. You might feel tingly. You might notice that at first it doesn't feel good until it gets better. Like you might feel heavy. You might feel like you're carrying a bowling ball. You might get overwhelmed with some emotions for a minute until that gets cleared out. And each person's a little different, so I'm just giving you a heads up.
Okay.
I'm feeling some anxiety.
No.
Are you feeling anxiety? No?
No.
Okay. All right. Do you feel anything shifting?
Yeah, I feel like a little heaviness.
Yeah, that's just things working their way out. And in a minute I'll check it and see where we are. let me check. Oh, okay, that's doing a lot better. It's going in a nice full circle.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. The next one that I'm going to check is your sacral chakra, and that's your emotional body, your sensuality, your creativity. It tends to be like you're focused on enjoying things in the moment fully, being fully present and being able to enjoy the use of all your senses and, you know, pleasures, enjoyment, things of that nature. So I'm going to check and see where we're at. This is a circle. It's a small circle, so it could use a little bit of help, but you're doing well. It could be better. So I'm going to see what I find when I go in there.
Okay.
I'm finding a lot of joy. There's something happening in your life or that you're creating from your own joy.
Well, I do
trying
have
to
a
figure
small,
out. You have a what?
I have a small business I really like working on, and I left my other job to do this full time, and that has actually brought me a lot of joy.
Good. Good. I would definitely keep going in this direction because it's really working well for you. And it's like, wow, it feels like that's where you're supposed to be, doesn't it?
See, it does.
Good. Keep pursuing that because that's going to do good for you and everyone around you and everyone you come in contact with because positivity is contagious.
The three of the business.
Yeah, positivity is contagious, and it will bring a good kind of abundance to you. If we go in the other direction, then we don't notice the good things that are coming to us. So it's a good thing that you're focusing on what's working and ways that you can feel good about what you're doing. Because with that, it's like the secret where more of that good stuff is going to come.
Right.
With the next one, that's the solar plexus, and that's your personal power and your self-esteem, your warrior energy, and the power of transformation. So I'm going to check and see where we are on that one. Oh, okay. So far, this is your strongest one.
Okay.
Yeah, this is going really well. And I think you're going to keep taking off and going in the right direction, and that's going to bring a transformation of you that you might not be able to see changes right away until they're greater in yourself, but you're already well on your way.
Good to hear.
What's that?
I said that's very good to hear because I was having a little doubt as if I was going in the right direction.
Oh, yeah. I believe you're definitely going in the right direction, and as long as you don't lose your focus, you're going to keep doing better and better with that. And you're going to be finding that you're honing skills that you already have, and you're going to be developing some new ones that will enhance everything. As long as you keep pushing yourself forward and trying to learn all that you can in that area.
Okay,
and
great.
as long as Yeah, keep your creativity in check too. Like don't allow that to drag, because your creativity is really good, and that's going to keep spurring you to go in the right direction as well and be able to reach out to others.
Okay.
Your next one is your heart chakra, and that one is your opening of feelings and your compassion, your capacity to love, and it doesn't like conflict. So it tends to be really healthy when your mind, body, and spirit are all in alignment with each other and in agreement. I'll check and see where you're at. This one is a tight, fast circle.
Mhm.
And then it starts branching out and going faster and faster. And I think that's where that little bit of self-doubt is coming into play. But once you start being able to open up fully to the possibilities and know that the direction you're going is the right one, this is really going to take off for you.
Okay.
So this started helicoptering. I mean, it was going sideways super fast. So I know it's the beginning of new things is always a little bit of a testy, scary time, but I know that you're going in the right way. Your throat chakra is the next one, and that's your ability to manifest and express your truth in the world.
Mhm.
So if you, let's say you have some difficult people to deal with, it might show up here. Or if you were afraid to speak up because you thought, well, maybe I don't have a really great idea, or maybe it won't be received well, it will show up here. If you put others before yourself and don't do self-care and you don't speak up, then it'll show here. But let's see where we're at. You don't have a problem in this department.
Oh, I know.
No. This is definitely your strongest one right now. Yeah, you definitely don't have a problem with expressing yourself or doing it in a way that is beneficial to everybody involved.
Mhm.
Your next one is your third eye, and that's your intuition. And when you involve memory and also patterns of learning, like saying, okay, I tried this in the past, this situation looks similar, or I tried this a few times, didn't quite work, maybe if I tweak this, this kind of a thing.
Mhm.
So I'm going to check that and see where you are. Okay. Yeah, this one is telling me it's really strong, it's really good. It was sluggish at first, but it's doing a big sweeping circle. So to me, that's telling me that was, again, being a little hesitant, getting your feet wet. Maybe you're a little nervous about jumping in fully, but I really feel that you're going in the right direction with everything.
Okay.
Yeah, follow your intuition, because it's definitely it's telling you what you need to know. Be able to distinguish your intuition from your fears, because a lot of times our fears will lie to us. Let's see. Sometimes, they're legit fears, and we have to be able to rationalize, okay, is this possible to happen, or is this not very likely? Because, let's see. But you're spot on, so I wouldn't worry too much about the what could and what if. Just make sure that you're prepared for any rough spots, because everything has a rough spot.
Right.
At some point. The crown chakra is your access to your higher states of consciousness, And it helps you be open to what is beyond understanding. If you're religious, it connects you with your creator, your religious, like God, Jesus, Buddha, whoever it is that you go to, or universal energies, things like that. I'm going to see where you are. And this one's doing really well. Yeah, this one's well. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go through them just to double check and make sure, because sometimes when you're doing this, an energy that might have needed to be worked on will end up hopping over to another one, just to try to stay there. So I'm just going to make sure that we didn't have any of that happen. But before I do that, how are you feeling right now?
I feel good. Actually, I didn't feel well yesterday, but I do feel better today, especially since we started this. It's kind of strange, but I started feeling sleep.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better today.
Yeah, it was just a little, gray skies and probably a little bit of a cold.
Yeah. Well, let me check that root chakra. Let's see where we're at with that. That one's doing well. It could go faster. I think it's just once you get adjusted to your course of action and you feel more secure in it, I think that is definitely going to take off and feel a lot better for you. It's just there's always that little uncertainty in the beginning of a new project. And, once you feel safely in place, then that's going to just feed off the positive energy. And the sacral, that one, the same thing. I think it's not your sensuality or creativity that is a little sluggish. I think it's the emotional body, and I think it's just that. Again, that hesitancy, that uncertainty, overcoming that will end up being your biggest obstacle, really. But once you do that, and your body realizes, and your mind and everything realizes that, hey, we're on the right track. This is good. Because everybody usually feels a need for a little safety net. If you can build a little bit of a safety net, I think that you would be doing quite well. Your solar plexus is the next one I'm going to double check. That one's a big sweeping circle. And that one's your personal power and self-esteem, warrior energy, power of transformation. You don't have any issue in this department. So, yeah, basically what you set out to do, you will be successful in, because you will find a way to pull through the difficult times. And you can rely on yourself.
That's true.
Yeah. The heart chakra, let's see where we are with that. This is a lot better. It's a big sweeping circle. That's your opening of feelings, compassion, capacity to love. It could go faster, but it's a big sweeping circle. So, yeah, it's a matter, I think, of you don't quite feel comfortable just fully going into this great guns. And, a lot of times for something, it's always good to be a little cautious, but don't allow that caution to get in the way.
Right.
Throat chakra, that one is a big circle. It's not going as fast as it could, but it's healthy. And there again, I think it's just being that that's the ability to manifest and express your truth in the world. I think that is just once you feel more established, it's going to fall into place even, better. But definitely communication is one of your big strong points. Third eye is your intuition and your pattern of learning and memory. So let's double check that. And that one's a big sweeping circle. It could go faster. And I think that just has to do with it's hard to recognize a pattern when you're first starting out on something.
Right.
So you're building it, which is really good. It's just not super strong yet because you need more history underneath you for it to really take off. And once it does, it's going to take off. It's going to do really well. Check your crown, which is your seventh and last chakra. This is a big circle. It's not going as fast as it could in the beginning. It's starting to pick up. But there again, I think since that's the access to the higher states of consciousness and being open to what is beyond our understanding, sometimes it's hard to be open to something that's new and you're not sure if you're going in the right direction.
Right.
So I think once that starts to prove to you that you are in the right direction, I think that's going to open up for you even more. But you had, honestly, you made it a little easy for me today because you didn't have very much going on and you didn't have very much that needed to be worked on. And maybe you could tell us a little bit more about how you're feeling or what kind of things you're undertaking and without, spilling the beans or saying too many personal things unless, you want to say it. Because basically I got done a lot faster than I usually do.
That's true, you did.
Well, I'll just put it this way. Last month, you would have had a lot of work to do. Because last month, I was working in a job that I was very unhappy, like miserable. And it was like probably one of the worst jobs I've ever had to do in my life. So finally, I just said, that's enough. And I won't say what organization it was with. But,
oh, no, please don't.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
The things have gotten better since then. I already had a small LuLaRoe business. I don't know if you know what LuLaRoe is. It's a small clothing business. I've been
okay.
For almost 2 years now. And, all right, it was going really well last year. About the same time last year, we had all the hurricanes. Maria, Harvey, Irma. And
wow.
Normally what I do is I go and I work with the Office of Disaster Assistance for the government. That's what I would normally do, and it's always like a temporary position. And that was going great. I mean, it's not great that all these people were affected, but the job itself was great. I loved that job. But we always get, we know that there's going to be an end to it. When things start getting better, we all get laid off, and that's fine. That's when I took the job that I didn't like, was after I got laid off from that one office. But so to kind of make a long story short, I decided that I was going to go back and, get my LuLaRoe business going again this past summer. And I've worked on it, part-time slowly, but ever since I've left the job, every day I'm working this business. And I'm also trying to start a small compliance legal firm with a friend that we want to do together. So I've kind of got two things in the fire, but it's because I'm an attorney, and I don't want to completely leave my legal career behind. But
weren't you in the copyright law?
Yeah, Donnie, I was an intellectual property attorney for a long time. I did patents, trademarks, and copyrights.
Oh, yeah, definitely don't walk away from your legal background. And I think your clothing line is going to be taking off as well. But I think that you can work it to be complementary together, even though they sound like two different things. I think you have the ability, very much so, to be able to do two different things and do them well.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, is because I want my target market for the clothing business to become more, the young professionals or professionals. They don't even have to be young. They can be my age, or it doesn't matter. Because in LuLaRoe, that's the thing I love about the company, is we have people of all ages that are successful consultants. And, all different backgrounds. It's a very inclusive company, and that's the reason I chose it, and that's the reason I've stuck with it all this time, even when things were slow for me. But they were only slow because I was putting in so many hours with the disaster.
Okay. Yeah, I could see you doing really well and merging both in a way that's really creative and reaches your target audience.
Yeah, see, that's where, when you talk about being creative, I think that's where a lot of my creativity lies, is because I don't know if you've ever seen LuLaRoe clothes, but sometimes the patterns they give us are, I think, a little crazy. But what I try to do is tone down the crazy patterns with other pieces and, make outfits, but make outfits that are very stylish and, that someone would make someone look really good.
Oh, that's great. Not everybody has that ability, so I think that's really right up your alley.
Now,
it took a while. Sorry, Johnny, go ahead.
Do you see something do you have any visions for her, Kelly? Do you see anything? Or?
I'm seeing that as long as you're not doing what everybody else is doing and you're putting your creativity in there, you're going to be drawing the right people to you. And I'm also thinking network. You can't network too much. You're going to end up, you might have to take off to the point where sometimes it's overwhelming and you might need a helper. But I think, your strength is definitely in your creativity and how you can blend elements together that people will stop and think and go, wow, I didn't think to put those together.
Right.
And, yeah, because, my mom was the same way. I mean, as most people that are consumers, you don't put it together in your head until you see somebody else do it, and then you're like, wow. And so there's a lot of people that buy things from catalogs, or they see something on a mannequin, and then they're going to try to do something similar, because not everybody, like I said, not everybody has the ability to be able to see it before it's there. And you have that vision. You have that snappy something different in you that's able to envision things before they're completed, before the elements are all gathered, before most people can even think of how or why something would be put together. And I'm not just talking clothing, but, different aspects in life, that I feel that you really have some people sit back and are amazed by you and wonder how you do the things that you do in your life.
That's actually true. There are some people that have said that.
Yeah, so, that's what I'm picking up on, is definitely showcase your strength like that, because that'll help you stand out from the crowd. That'll help you stand out from other attorneys' offices and places that might offer something slightly similar in a service, but people are going to see you shine, but you have to allow yourself to shine.
Right.
And you're going to automatically start, drawing more and more people to you when you showcase your strengths.
Yeah. Yeah, I belong to a group that we meet every Tuesday. And it's funny you say that because it was just last week, the girl I'm doing the law office with, we gave a little spiel about something that we're working on. And all of a sudden, these people came out of the woodwork, handing me business cards, going, "Hey, you need to call me. We need, I have some ideas."
Oh, wow.
It was really cool. They just
wow,
kind of gravitated. It was actually overwhelming at first. It was like, one at a time.
Yeah. Well, start getting used to that because you're going to start having it happen, and sometimes it'll be in bizarre ways that you're not expecting.
Right.
But, be prepared because, you're definitely, you've got that magnetism going for you. You've got that positive energy going for you. And now that everything's strengthened even more, just kind of expect the unexpected because, sometimes things will surprise you and they'll feel like they're coming from nowhere is what it feels like. But, other people see things in you that sometimes you don't see in yourself, and they're the really, really great things.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, when you do the chakras, do you feel different? Or, what's the first thing that you feel as far as feelings are concerned?
Me, or Kelly?
Both of you.
All right, Kelly, you go first.
Okay. For me, I'm relating to the person, but it's almost unrelatable to the point where before I start actually delving into the chakras, it's like having a conversation. It's like I'm preparing myself. But once I start checking the chakra, and especially when I go in there to get what needs to be removed out, that is the point where I can take on the heaviness, or I can take on the burst of emotion. And it could be a good emotion. It could be a bad one. It could be like there are some people that they have something really dark in there that needs to come out, and then we eventually get it out. But sometimes it can make me feel sick, or other times I can feel such joy, and I'll start laughing because it's so beautiful and it feels so good. It just depends on the energy that the person has in there at the time. So it's at that point that I start really connecting, and then I start getting visions, and I start feeling emotions and direction for how they relate and where they're going. So do you have questions or?
Not really questions. Just to kind of answer Johnny's questions about how it made me feel was, at first we were doing the root chakra, and you were helping me get rid of whatever that was causing sort of a blockage. It's strange, but it did feel like, just like I was saying, is just a heaviness to it. But then it just, I don't know, whatever it was you did, but then it just started feeling lighter and more just like something was open, like a channel was opened.
Oh, good. Perfect.
The rest was just, like a tingly feeling. But it's kind of localized in each area. And the tingly, it's straight up my spine to the top of my head.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, for each person it's different. So that's another thing I like about it. I've never had two people that were the same. I've never had two people that were the same at two different times. Each time is a little different. And each time, I will go through different emotions at different chakras. And, you know, I will go through different sensations in myself relating to how their chakra is doing. And it's really fascinating to me to find out how they're feeling and how their body's reacting.
Yeah,
because everybody's different.
I've always been fascinated by things like the healing chakras, and like my friend who's a medium, how she does it, how she gets those feelings. It's a gift. She can't explain it. Nobody can, but I just think it's wonderful that she's able to do that. And I know that it's always like a gift. Either you have it or you don't, And
yeah, thank you. They do say, like,
oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry?
No, go
they
ahead.
do say that, okay, they do say that with meditation or yoga or, different things like that, everybody's got the ability, but I don't think everybody realizes it is the thing. They're not sure how to get there, or maybe they aren't at that point where they're ready yet, but everybody does have it. They just don't know.
I have a son who's 12, and have you ever been to Lilydale, New York?
No, I've been to what was it, Albany?
Okay, yeah, that's the capital. Well, Lilydale is a place. It's not far from where I live, and it is like a spiritual center. And in the summer, because in the winter it's just kind of harsh up here, but in the summer, all like mediums and clairvoyants and spiritual healers of all different sorts, they all will. A lot of them will congregate at Lilydale and meet other people, and some of them actually have places there, and they do like readings or healings and stuff like that. But you should come up here, Kelly. You would love it.
Now, I've heard of similar places in
you.
California, I've heard. That's like a neighborhood for psychics. That's what I've heard.
Yes.
Wow.
It's really cool. But the thing is, I took my son there when he was 10 when I took him. And we go into the books. There's a bookstore there. And we went into the bookstore, and the book that he picked out, after I talked him out of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, because someone told me, no, he can't have that. But that was the first book he wanted. But the second one that he got, which I haven't even read it, and I don't even think he's finished reading it, but he has it, and he looks at it sometimes, is a book. It's the Kundalini on chakras.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's very
Wow.
interested.
Wow. That's great. I would really like if you guys could message me and spell out the name of these places, because I don't want to say that we don't have people doing that here, because we do. It's just not as centrally located or centralized in one place, and we don't have as many spiritual places to gather or teach each other things here. But I hear that people are a lot more open to it and drawn on different levels to the East Coast and the West Coast. I don't know if they're more spiritually progressive or accepting, but it's more open and people gather in places. And, it would be nice to be feeling more of a sense of community locally, but it would be great just to experience all different people doing similar things all in one spot. I think that would be amazing. Even though with distance healing and chakras and Reiki and all different kinds of modalities for, pretty much the same thing, distance doesn't matter. But I think, just to have the gathering of all that energy in one spot would just be amazing.
I mean, well, what you're saying, Lisa.
Oh, okay. I was at a circle with my friends, one night, and we were at Lilydale because her boyfriend has a house there. And so we did the circle at their house, which was great. It was very productive. It was amazing. It was just a great experience. But what made it even cooler was the people that were at Lilydale that Friday night. I think it was Friday. That Friday night, they were having a service outside, and they were doing drums. And to be inside the house and listen to all that energy and all that positive, just positive energy coming out from the drum circle, that was just like one of the coolest experiences.
They were doing drugs? What were they doing?
Well, I wasn't at their part. I was just at my friend's. But I know that they were having like a spiritual service, but they were playing drums. It was really cool.
Oh, I thought you said they were doing drugs.
No, drums. You know, like
because you said, oh, there were all that positive energy from all that drugs, and I was just sitting here.
You're funny. No.
Oh, wow. Oh, my. Yeah, that would be definitely a different scene right there.
Yeah, they were all doing all these drugs, and so much positive energy was coming from it.
There were all these hippies on drugs. That's funny. Yeah, the power of radio and being misunderstood because we can't see the typewritten word or we can't read each other's lips. I mean, it's just great. Body language, it's not
I
there.
have
You
actually
can't
on my phone. I have a computer thing that will transcribe your voice mails to you, and I've had people like leave messages and he goes, "I'll see you later, Lisa." You know. They don't understand what I'm saying. It's like they call me Lisa. They will take. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
I canceled mine because I got the most bizarre messages. Like, it was just something completely off the wall. Like, if you hit predictive text enough, you come up with a sentence that was pretty much like this, and I was like, I can't even use this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not my friend. Or the voice to text. Usually that works for me, but sometimes it doesn't work for other people, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And then, I didn't realize it typed it like that. I didn't say that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, last year with the disasters, I was working on the email team, and I opened up this one email, and it looked like someone had spoken an email to the SBA where I was working.
Whoa.
And it was just like, what were they trying to say? And then I figured it out. I just sat there and I read the sentence like over and over to myself, and then I figured out what they were trying to say. And actually, they didn't need to talk to us. They needed to talk to FEMA. So I just wrote them back a letter and went, you need to contact FEMA. That's who you need. It was so funny.
It's actually, I guess probably voice text would probably be very hard to use if you were drunk. Can you imagine that? And then reading it the next day? Okay,
yeah,
apparently you were... I got a letter from you last night. And it was something about... something about dogs. No, you were buying groceries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
voice to text is evil.
Yes, I can.
I mean, I have a question now. But you haven't seen, Lisa, you haven't listened to any of the other shows I've done, or?
No, I haven't had a chance to, but I will try to listen to some because you've actually done a good job, and Kelly's great.
Well, the reason I say that is we are trying to build up a network of people, of listeners. You know, we don't just want you to do this one show and then not. I mean, like, I'd love it if you listen to some of the others. Like, I've got some people up. I'm looking for a UFOologist to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know, I mean, what's your opinion of UFOs?
Well, I think there's other intelligent life out there. I just don't know where. and as I don't know if they visited here or not. I believe they're out there. I just don't know if they've ever come here.
What's your opinion, Kelly?
My opinion on it is there's got to be intelligent life out there somewhere. I think it's kind of, high-minded to think that we're the only ones. I just don't know if we're able to contact each other yet in a way that involves technology. But I don't think that the people that see things in the sky are crazy. Obviously, there's going to be some crazy people or people that make up stuff, but who's to say if those are advanced government experimental things and they're not going to, admit to, oh, yeah, we flew such and such over, this place. I mean, they're probably not going to come out and say that if it's an experiment. But there's also the possibility it's not from here either. And there always are things that can't be explained. And I don't think that we collectively as human beings have all the knowledge to be able to understand things all the time. And, maybe it's once we go through a few steps, maybe things will become clear. And, I don't think we're quite there yet to be able to understand it. Like if you watch E.T., I think, that's staying away, because if we found we did have intelligent life and they look like us or they don't look like us, who's to say we're going to be decent to it and not turn it into some science experiment?
Or, another thing, this is another thing I was thinking about. The movie E.T. points kind of an interesting take on it. This is something I've often wondered about. When we've invaded a foreign country, like when we invaded Iraq, or we've taken over, gone to war with a foreign country, our war wasn't really with the people of the foreign country, it was with the leader. And haven't you noticed that they always seem to, in the movies, it's always take me to your leader? I mean, it would seem to me that if an alien were really benevolent, the president of the United States would be the last person that they would talk to. It would probably be some person in a house somewhere, because, okay, if they talk to the president, then they're giving power to the powerful.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And
if
you feel that there's something wrong, you don't do that. You don't give
right.
power to the powerful. You give power to the people that don't have it. So with E.T., it's kind of like, here's this little boy, that doesn't run anything. He's not the president of a country or anything. So it makes sense to go to him. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't.
Yeah.
That's why I think I put a little bit of logic when they always say every time there's a UFO sighting, it's always two guys in a fishing boat.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes sense because, to go see the president, I don't think that shows a lot of benevolence.
No, and they'd probably get shot down if you even got that far in the airspace.
I mean, what I'm saying makes sense, Lisa. I mean, if a benevolent alien came here, you wouldn't think Donald Trump would be the place to go.
Oh, no. No, definitely not him. I would say take someone intelligent if I was an E.T.
Well,
wow.
It's not so much that it's not just intelligent, but also the fact that he's president. I mean, I wouldn't even go to Obama. You see what I'm saying? It's just kind of like once the aliens go to Obama, then it's like we stop trusting the alien.
Yeah, because you have to wonder who they're affiliated with, and they look like they're buddies with the government, or if they're being shot down by the government.
Yeah. Did you ever see that old Twilight Zone episode?
Probably.
Okay. Did you ever see it, Lisa? You don't know the one I'm talking about?
I don't know which one you're talking about, but I've seen a lot of them. Okay,
here's what happens. These aliens, they come to our planet, and they say they're benevolent. They say they're here to help us out, and they know all the science about how to get rid of hunger and and pollution and everything. They know how to get rid of it, everything. So, and they basically have their they bring their book that's supposed to explain, you know, what it is that they want to do in regards to the human race. And the name of the book is Serve Man. Okay. Well, they read about it. You never seen this, Lisa?
I think so, but it's been a long time.
Okay, well, let me tell you what happens. So basically, it's to you know, serve man. So the entire you know, time, these aliens, they're all helping everybody out, and they're help us get all these food and, you know, and everything. And one day, this man is about ready to go on board the ship, you know, and this lady who has been working hard trying to decipher this that they left, you know, because she didn't know what it means. So she goes over, all they've been able to decipher is the title. So as the guy is getting ready to go up on the spaceship, this lady screams up at him and she goes, "Don't go on the ship. I just deciphered what the book is. It's a cookbook."
Oh, no.
Oh, I remember that now.
Yeah, it's sort of like, I mean, it's the serve man, you know, and
Right.
And I honestly think that, I mean, that just seems to me, that's why I actually have a kind of logic to those fisherman stories. I mean, you know, you give power to the people who don't have it.
Yeah.
Lisa got disconnected. Let me see. Lisa got disconnected, but what I'm saying is that that's kind of what happened, and we have about. Are you there? Are you both of you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Well, we have about a minute left. Now you have. Why don't you both give out your websites? Does that sound like an idea? You give out your you go first, Lisa, being a good guest. You give out your don't you have like a designer website?
Well, I have my LuLaRoe website. It's LuLaRoe Lisa Allen's VIP.
Okay.
Oh, let me check that out.
Is that the website?
Kelly, you're on my Facebook.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking it out.
Okay.
Thank you.
And what's yours, Kelly?
Mine's on Facebook, Kelly L. Walters, Good Vibrations Holistic Energy Work.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm going to go ahead and we have a minute left. I'm going to go ahead and we had a good show, so I'm going to go ahead in the show. And I'll send you both the link to the show so that you can post it on your Facebooks, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming
both
on,
of you.
Lisa. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
And thanks, Kelly.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. I'll talk